and gentlemen, welcome back to Obsessive Compulsive Gaming. I am the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, joined once again by my faithful manservant slash buck-totem Bertrum. Say hello, Bertrum.
Hello, Bertrum.
And this is my review for Blood Omen, Legacy of Kain. So dear viewer, Blood Omen Legacy of Kain originally released in 1996. A year I remember fondly as the year I first played such fantastic games as Resident Evil, Crash Bandicoot, and the Alien Trilogy. It was also the year I was bitten by a vampire under the light of a full moon on the arse. But we are not here to talk about that. No, we are here to discuss Blood Omen Legacy of Kain. And just like that beautiful bearded bastard Barry Burton, you're probably wondering,
what is this? What is it? What is this?
Blood Omen Legacy of Kain is a top-down perspective action-adventure game thing that tells the story of Kain, a recently murdered nobleman who returns as a bloody vampire with only one thing on his mind: to find the nearest bathroom. All that blood has to go somewhere, but after that he sets out on a quest for revenge against the Circle of Nine, also known as this game's evil and malevolent dickheads, in the hope that he can find a cure for his vampirism or some such nonsense. But on this journey, Kain realizes that his condition might be a blessing in disguise. So let's review this ancient video game the only way I know how, dear viewers: badly. And let's start with what I liked about Blood Omen Legacy of Kain. Oh, and speaking of things I like it when you subscribe to the channel and like this video, so do that, dear viewer. Post haste, please. The first thing I must simply commend Blood Omen for is its voice acting. 'Tis rather good for a game older than Hannah Bloody Montana. You'll recognize some of the voices, most notably the late great Tony J, who also played the role of Frollo in Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh, I love that movie.
Shut up, Bertrum. The game also features some impressive FMV cutscenes, though today they look rather, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, that's right, shit. The game is also a rather lengthy, sprawling affair that'll see Kain traveling the lands of Nosgoth, dispatching enemies with swords, a mace, and even a bloody axe. And there are plenty of secret caves and dungeons to find if that's the kind of thing that turns you on, dear viewer. Though personally, I'll take the company of an attractive corpse over looking for secret dungeons any day of the week. Especially a Thursday. Anyway, speaking of dispatching enemies, this game has a rather fun, albeit simple hack-and-slash combat. You can also use various kinds of magic and throwables to turn your enemies into a bloody mess. Oh yes, this is quite a violent little game, which always gets my blood pumping faster than a hyperactive child on cocaine building a dollhouse. I think I've sung the praises of this little vampire simulator enough, so let's talk about what I hated about Blood Omen. Well, for a start, the game looks like complete arse by today's standards, and I won't hear anything different. Weren't you listening, Bertrum? I said I will not hear any different. The game is also cursed with abysmal loading screens. Every time KAIN goes between areas, opens the menu, takes a shit, you are hit with a bloody load screen. The game also features no autosave, so in one instance my game crashed and I lost hours of progress, which admittedly is probably my fault for not manually saving often enough, but I never ever take responsibility for my foolish actions, so I have no choice but to blame the game. And while the game's combat and exploration is fun to begin with, the endless waves of enemies and dungeons and puzzles quickly outstay their welcome. Oh yes, didn't I say this game has puzzles? Mostly of the find this lever to open this door, or possess this dickhead to make him pull a lever to open this door kind. I'm bored just talking about them. Bertrum, I'm bored. Entertain me. Put that away, Bertrum. What else did I hate about this game? Oh yes. The game's soundtrack sucks. Pardon the pun. It tries to be moody and atmospheric, but frankly, I barely noticed it over KAIN shouting, "They Victus!" every time he swung his bloody sword. I'm not kidding. Swing sword, They Victus. Swings axe, They Victus. Eats a bun, They Victus. You get my point. I also don't love the game's top-down perspective. No, I like to see my graphic violence up close, thank you very much. But thankfully the other games in this series abandon the top-down perspective. And that brings me rather nicely to my final thoughts for this game. Just play the other games in the series. They're so much better than this, and you can quote me on that. Also, Han clearly shot first. You can quote me on that too. Blood Omen Legacy of KAIN is dull to look at, dull to play, but admittedly has some good voice acting and FMV cutscenes for the time. Therefore, I declare that Blood Omen Legacy of KAIN is okay, I guess. Kind of. Sort of. Not really. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my review for Blood Omen Legacy of KAIN. If you enjoyed this little review of mine, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed it, well then feel free to give me a thumbs down. But please remember the single most important thing I always tell you, dear viewer, and that is to always stay obsessed with gaming. Say goodbye, Bertrum.
Goodbye, Bertram.
No, seriously, Bertrum, I told you to put that away. Are you still here? Oh, you must have really enjoyed this video then. In that case, you had better subscribe to the channel and check out our other content. Otherwise, you're a booby pants, and no one wants to be a booby pants.